Hi, viewers. Welcome back to the student-led podcast here, The Silent Cut. Today, we're with an upcoming film director named Anointed Yusuf. He has made this new film called The Feud. And Anointed, I have one very important question. What different conventions does your movie challenge? And also, what type of social group does your film focus on, or could say issue?
Thank you so much, Brian, for asking me that question. On the surface, our film is just a regular horror movie, right? One that we pretty much see all the time. But under the surface, we have a certain power balance that's at stake. We have an aspect of power imbalance in our film, and it is very, very important that we recognize this. Now, my friend Brian also was acting Steve Harvey in our film, right? He represents a mastermind of sorts, someone that almost has control over the population, and that is very important. All right. So next we have our other two characters, which are the contestants, Mr. Johnson, which I acted, and Mr. Whitaker, which my friend Delight acted. Now, in the movie, you can see how we almost had a sort of like robot aspect to ourselves, a sort of like unreal, unconscious, not sentient versions of ourselves. And I feel like that represented a sort of power imbalance, which is kind of common in our culture today. As a society, we have the masterminds and the pawns, the ones that are used in the film. Now, in our film, you can see that guy is almost more aware than the contestants, and pretty much everyone else.
Bad answer, man. Come on, man.
Okay, that means. So we can see that man almost represents someone that is conscious, that is sentient of their surroundings. As you can see, he actively responds to all those questions that was asked to him, that was asked of the contestants, but he responded to them almost as if he was in their shoes. He had higher mental function than the contestants, right? But what we also see is that with Arnold, he was almost targeted because of this intelligence. Now, there's a movie that exists. It's called 2081. And in this movie, you have people where the one person that isn't handicapped, that can function physically, that can function mentally, is being targeted. He's being targeted, which is kind of what happened in our film, where that one sentient person was targeted by, of course, our killer, which was you, acted by you, Brian. Now, overall, our film has the presence of a masterclass and pawns, and the ones that are aware of the game that's being played.
I think I read like a research paper on that. It was derealization.
Derealization is a word that almost means that you're the only person that really is alive, or that's real, and everyone else around you is mere robots. There's a quote, and it reads that a person can be smart, but people are dumb. It shows that the masses, or rather, our combined minds are almost less intelligent when collective, and more intelligent as a single person or a single unit, which is something that is reflected in our film.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Like we handicap ourselves.
Right.
Okay. How will you be distributing this film? Well, we all want to see it, obviously.
Right. Well, our film mainly is distributed by YouTube currently, but as we grow and as we expand, as we become more popular and famous, we plan to have our film on popular, more well-known apps. And I feel like we also have that appeal to the audience that can really get us there. By, we have something called an audience surrogate, which Arnold represents in our film, because he's almost acting like the audience himself within our film, which is something that the audience that's watching the film can really connect to and see that, I can relate to that. So now we have a film type of film, a format where it really resonates with the people that are watching.
Who are those people that are watching?
Well, mainly people that enjoy the genre, people that enjoy the horror genre, people that love its thematics, themes, conventions. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. Thank you, Anointed. Again, I'm very happy that we had Anointed in here, and very grateful. I hope you guys leave good comments, and we'll see you later on the Silent Cut.